Good morning, everyone. This is the Shadow Clan once again, and today we are back and we are doing our top 10 Disney sidekicks.
These are the characters that, I don't know how to say, help or assist the main character in your Disney films, and we kind of feel that they get forgotten, so we're going to give them some love today.
Starting off with number 10, we've got Dory. Everybody loves Dory.
Can't have a list without Dory. Dory's the little, if you don't know who she is, she's the little blue fish in Finding Nemo that
speaks whale.
Yeah, speaks whale, short-term memory, drives, what the heck is, what's his name?
Marlin,
that's it. Drives him nuts for the entire movie. Really funny character, voiced by Ellen DeGeneres. Just a really fun character, and a good sidekick to have in a movie, so we had to put Dory on this.
And she's also a little bit of comedic relief too, but at the same time. Number 9 is Tantor and Turk from Tarzan. These two are definitely some of my favorite sidekicks overall. Just their overall interactions with each other, their interactions with Tarzan. Then of course there's also the whole trashing the camp scene, which is freaking hilarious.
Well, the best one's the I'm sick of your emotional constipation. At the end of the movie, of course, freaking awesome.
Yeah, those.
Once again, good sidekicks, loyal to the main character,
very
much
loyal
for the entire movie. And Turk is kind of, I guess, in a way, Turk is kind of Tarzan's Tauntus, kind of in a way, especially in the early part of the movie.
In a sense,
she tries to help him with his dealings with.
Kerjack?
That's it. I can't remember his name of the characters today.
Well, it's early Wednesday morning.
So, once again, I had to put them on the list.
Number 8 is Dawson from The Great Mouse Detective. Now, this is a little bit of an older movie. It's still one of our. It's
classic.
By far, it is definitely one of our favorites. It's for those of you who have not seen it, it's basically Disney's version of Sherlock Holmes. I really like Dawson just because I think he's really he's a little bit of comedic relief, but overall he's really intelligent. He's just, to me, he's a fascinating character. The whole pirate scene though was when he got drugged. that was definitely something pretty interesting for Disney to do. I mean, they can't really do that with the main character, but I guess the sidekick is always good fodder for that.
No, you can't do that now anymore, anyways. For some reason, no, but get showing it drunk on Disney. Whatever.
Well, it wasn't just drunk; he got drugged.
I know, it's still freaking funny.
Poor guy.
We can't do that.
Yeah, but he's just kind of a fun character, and it's just when Olivia gets kidnapped and such, the guilt. I mean, it is all over his face, and he just feels absolutely horrible. And I think that kind of emotional involvement is a really good thing with a sidekick, is when they get emotionally involved with some of the other characters. And I love seeing that kind of interaction that he had, especially the kind of father-daughter thing that he kind of had going with Olivia temporarily.
Yeah, very good. Character development with those characters in that film.
Very good.
Especially well done. Animated, it was very well done. Number 7 are the hyenas from
Lion
King. These three are freaking hilarious, and the leader of these hyenas is voiced by Whoopi Goldberg, if I remember correctly.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Ed is freaking hilarious.
Ed is the stupid one, but everybody loves Ed because he's so funny.
But yeah, I know they're bad sidekicks, okay?
But they're still sidekicks.
They're sidekicks, and they are, until the very end, they are loyal to Jafar and his sinister
Scar.
plan. Whatever.
You said Jafar, you
sorry, I'm not awake yet, so leave me alone.
He means Scar, which is funny because that's actually one of his favorite characters.
It is my favorite villain, but they are loyal to him up until the very end of the film.
Then they eat him alive.
And they're funny. They're in a way likable and lovable. They're good evil sidekick characters.
Yeah, they're just and of course they're really dark humor. They're dark personalities and such. I mean, that's one of the reasons I love them. I mean, it's not just. I mean, in general, I love my villains anyway. But the hyenas are definitely some of my favorite villain sidekicks just because of their dark, sinister, twisted personalities, their dark sense of humor. I love it. Number 6, Pegasus. Because what list is complete without a Pegasus that, how does Zeus say it?
That's with the main character pretty much from the day of his birth.
Pretty much. I mean, you know, there's the whole time span while, you know, Hercules is growing up and such. Pegasus isn't there, but he's a magnificent horse with the brain of a bird.
And they do act like best friends in the movie, especially when
the headbutts.
Well, not just that, especially when Meg comes into the film for the first time. Pegasus doesn't trust her. Yeah, that's very true to a lot of male friendships, especially in high school, where you know, one of your friends will be dating a girl that you can't stand. I went through that with some of my dad friends in high school. So, but I love how they had that friendship between the two of them. It's very good.
Yeah, they're definitely buds, and it's really obvious. I mean, it's like you see it at the very beginning of the movie, but you know, even though they miss out on give or take, say maybe 18 years together, they give about 15. Either way, they pretty much just, you know, everything, you know, their relationship pretty much just picks right back up from where it ended off, and that's kind of a measure of true friendships. Like even if you don't talk to your best friends for say 5-10 years, you know, you end up just picking up right back. You just end up picking it right back up where you left off, and you know that's definitely very prominent in this movie, and their relationship just grows from there, which I think is really cool.
Now, these top 5 were very difficult to put in order, except for number 1.
Number 1 was easy. Everyone else, there was some negotiation there.
It was very, very tough. Especially in 4 and 5. These 2 were very difficult.
Yeah.
5, we had to put the gargoyles
from Hunchback and Notre Dame.
These 3 characters are freaking hilarious. Especially, what's the taller one? The guy. What the heck is his name?
Jeez. It's Hugo, Laverne, and I can't remember.
Anyway, the taller one is freaking funny, especially when they're trying to find Esmeralda in the burning city, and he's like, "Don't say a word."
And then he just breaks down.
It's one of the funniest parts.
By the way, if you remember his name, leave it in the comments because we're not going to remember. I swear.
It's freaking funny.
And we're gonna feel
a lost cause. Freaking wonderful. One of the best parts
dog's in the dungeon on the rack. Oh my god.
Freaking hilarious.
Oh my.
And once again, you got the best friend dynamic between the 3 of them.
Yeah.
And Quasimodo.
And of course, you know, Laverne and her issue with the pigeons.
Yep.
You know, best line in that movie, in my opinion, is the very last line of the movie. Don't you ever migrate?
Yep.
Oh my god, definitely one of my favorite lines in that movie.
Yep.
And definitely one of the funniest parts in that movie, considering how serious most of the movie is. I mean, the gargoyles,
they bring your comedy.
Yeah, they're the ones that kind of break up the tension, which I think it's really nice, especially for a movie that serious. I mean, you know, for Disney, that's a pretty serious movie, all things considered. It deals with a lot of issues that are, you know, current day issues and such. So it's really kind of nice to have that kind of comic relief, especially when they're quotable. I mean, if you can remember, it's like, you know, first time seeing this movie, and I was quoting the "Can you ever migrate" line for the next 3 weeks, if I remember correctly. And it's just, you know, it's a movie I've loved ever since I first saw it.
Yeah, good characters. And once again, scientists had to be loyal to the main character, which they are.
Oh, yes, they are.
Number 4 is one of my favorites. First time I saw this character...
Oh my god.
Actually, first time I saw this movie, this character made the movie for me, I swear to God. Pastel, the little chameleon from Tangled. This little thing is hilarious. He doesn't say anything,
but he doesn't need to.
Funny. He does all of his little facial expressions and his.
He's an extremely emotive character, so but you can relate to him so easily.
You gotta love Pastel.
It's like, you know, I love it here, and so do you. And it's just like the whole.
Freaking great. Pastel is such a good sidekick character. Kudos to the writers for Disney putting him in there. Freaking awesome.
And yeah, we start the number of times we've seen this movie and such. Our son has finally gotten to the point where he'll kind of sit there and watch it a little bit. Every single time that part in the movie comes up, every single time, Shadow Scream will always mimic Pascal. Pascal will do the whole little and then Shadow Scream will also. It is so funny, and he makes us laugh every single time, and it's just that much better that he's copying one of I think we've determined that Pascal is his favorite character in the movie as well.
Yeah, Pascal is an awesome sidekick character. It's, I mean, not in an action role, like some of the other sidekicks, he doesn't have that part of it. But once again, there's that bond with the main character, and just that. I think he brings her a sense of. I don't know how to put this. I think he brings her kind of a sense of happiness when she was in the tower and we're not able to go outside for a while. I think there's a little bit of light that was in there this past Jill. I think he's very good.
He's kind of her candle in the darkness.
Yeah, very good character. I love Pastel. One of my favorite characters of all time.
And plus, he's adorable.
Yeah, I mean, very cute.
Let's just go back and say it's like, okay, so he's got the cuteness factor going for him as well.
Yep.
I think a lot of our lists are going to end up having a cuteness factor be a determining reason for someone being on the list. Number 3, Mushu. Okay, first of all, he's a dragon, which usually for me that pretty much guarantees a spot on the list. Mulan is definitely one of my favorite movies, and I like Mushu. I mean, he's hilarious right off the bat. He's one of those characters that you just end up liking almost immediately. In a sense, he's kind of relatable because you kind of end up being able to personally.
Yeah, but in a way, he's a little bit of a.
He's a butthead.
Yeah, because
he's a butthead, but
he's greedy initially.
But
he's in this for his own means at first, but then
then later on, it's like I started this for a really cruddy reason, but I'm gonna finish it for the right reason, and I just love seeing the way his character progresses from being really selfish to doing the right thing because he's selfish, but to doing the right thing because it's the right thing, and I just kind of like the way that his character develops over time and see how he changes from this, a really greedy guardian to someone that genuinely cares for Mulan and actually wants to help her for the sake of helping her, not just to get his guardian job back. I love the character development. Obviously, the comedic relief. He's definitely in my opinion, he's definitely one of the funniest sidekicks that there is out there.
Yeah, especially the part where he rants about the freaking dishonor thing. That's great.
Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, freaking funny.
Definitely one of my favorites.
Very good.
Number 2. This one and number 1 we were debating on. This one was actually a very close race between these top 2. Number 2 is Genie from Aladdin.
You have to put Genie on here.
You have to.
I know in that movie there's several sidekicks you can choose from. You can choose from
Abu.
Genie, Abu,
Iago. You can technically go with Iago.
Parrot, even Jasmine's tiger. I think you put a case in for her in this. But yeah, you have to go with Genie because
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams is amazing. Character. And of course, Genie helps Aladdin through this whole 3-film series. So you had to go with Genie.
But then there's also the whole. I mean, Robin Williams is actually was one of my favorite actors before the whole.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Friggin' brilliant man. But Genie was probably one of my favorites of his roles. I just love the way that he brought that character to life. I mean, I honestly, I actually read something that he actually did a ton of recordings for that character, and I actually read something yesterday that all of the extra recordings are locked in a vault for the next 24 years, I believe. Robin Williams actually put in his will that you cannot use any of his recordings or anything like that for the 25 years after his death, which protects all of his characters, including Genie, which I am thrilled. And I guess that he made a lot of jokes and such when he was working on the Genie role, and what they actually came out with in the movies was fabulous. And even though we'll have to wait, if they ever decide to take that stuff out of the vault.
Which actually, hopefully they don't.
I kind of hope they kind of just leave it. I mean, it would be nice to know, but at the same time,
maybe have a cameo or something of him. But I think as far as his body of work, I think you just need to kind of leave it alone.
Yeah, just leave. You don't mess with perfection. Yeah. Just leave it alone. And that's to me. And Genie was definitely one of his, in my opinion, is one of his best characters. I love Genie just because he's so lovable. he's one of those characters that you almost immediately fall in love with just because he's so cool and he's relatable. I mean, you know, there's only one thing he wants. He wants freedom. And he ends up getting it in the first movie, which is really cool, and I absolutely love that because he was not expecting it. And it's just his overall reaction when it happened was incredible. I mean, I will admit, the first time I saw it, I had tears in my eyes because it was
come on.
It was happy tears. It's just like, oh, that is so cool, and I just thought it was really nice.
Great.
It's one of the reasons I've always loved Genie, though. It's just the whole ecstatic bouncing around with I'm free. It was awesome. I loved it. Oh, I loved it. I just thought it was amazing.
And number 1, this is my favorite sidekick character of all time. Every time I see this movie, I watch it just for this character alone, even though it is a good movie. We are going with Joanna from
Rescuers Down Under.
Once again, she is the sidekick to the main villain of the movie. But Joanna is so hilarious. And she's funny, but you relate to her because you kind of feel sorry for the poor creature, right? And she's always trying to get her hands on eggs. Her owner won't let her, and she's like,
so whenever she steals them and such, you know, with the crate.
Funny, oh my god. I love Joanna. Once again, if you have not seen Rescuers Down Under, go see it and watch it.
Man,
you will see why Joanna made it the number 1 for this list.
Oh,
she is. I think she's loyal to her master until the very end.
Yeah, no, even then, she's still kind of loyal. I mean,
not really. When he's floating down the river, she's on the log going bye bye.
Just gonna wave it, just gonna like.
But she does look kind of sad though. She's like,
kind of like, I'm sorry,
okay.
I can't do anything. Yeah, it's just that kind of, I'm sorry, I can't help you kind of look while she's just waving.
Yeah, she's like,
just kind of opening and closing her hand. It's like, I'm sorry, I can't help you. It's just that expression on her face. Oh my god,
hilarious! I love Joanna. She's my all-time favorite sidekick.
And then you know when she's stealing the eggs from the crate, you know, just. On this side, and then on this side, and then poor girl ends up getting her tail smashed in the lid. But I guess she kind of deserved it. But at the same time, you know, you're laughing, but you feel bad because it's like, dang it, she didn't get that last egg. Yeah, Turns out she got that last egg.
Very funny character.
Oh man, she's definitely our number 1 is definitely Joanna.
Yep. I think we had to do an honorable mention. It was one that just popped in. One I totally forgot.
Honorable mention, huh? Mm-hmm. Guess we're going to finish off with an honorable mention here. Who did you remember?
Kronk from Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
So we wrote this list last night, and we were trying to think of sidekick characters, and this one just popped in my head. So you gotta give a little shout out to Kronk because he's freaking funny. He's stupid.
But everybody loves him because he's stupid.
A good villain sidekick nonetheless.
Yeah, I would definitely have to put, Kronk will definitely be an honorable mention. Yeah, he's a good character too. But that is our list of our top 10 Disney sidekicks. Hopefully you have a good day, week, whatnot, and we will see you again
on Saturday.
Happy hunting, everyone.